In this episode of the Pad Bank, I discuss sampling as an art form, equipment collectors, and I review the submissions for the Flip It Challenge 190. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pad Bank with me, Tony Brown, and this is episode number 9. So we're getting them in the bag. I'm looking forward to getting out of single figures and into double figures. We're aiming for consistency, people. But I trust you all well. Just want to say a big, massive shout out to everyone who has shown love and support so far in the official launch of the podcast. Everyone who has left comments on the YouTube channel. What I would really appreciate is that for those of you that do engage on YouTube, if you could just jump over to whichever music streaming or podcast streaming app you use. Just jump on your favorite platform, find the podcast, subscribe, and if you can, just take a few minutes and just leave us a rating and a review, because it really helps with the algorithm and it helps other like-minded people find the podcast. So just take a minute and do that for me. I just want to say as well, big up everyone in the comments. You see the YouTube community, it's almost like family. It's nice to see someone pop up in the chat and I know who that person is. Obviously I don't know them, I've never met them, but just through the consistency on that channel, the community is really building, and it's nice when people pop up. So shout out everyone in the comments, big up yourselves and big up the community, the Pad Bank community. Also, just to say, if you haven't already done so, just go over to thepadbank.com and come over and join us. Check us out. We do the Flip It Challenge every week. We post a new sample, and then the community have an opportunity to flip that sample, submit it, and then the community judge, and we select a winner, and then the winner gets to pick the sample for the next week. So in this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the submissions for Challenge 190. We've done 190 sample challenges. Now, in a previous episode, I've done the maths when we was on about, I think we were on 189 or 188, and I've done the maths and I worked it out. We, in total, have done an average of 2,265 beats or something like that. So we're getting closer to the 200 mark for the Flip It Challenge. And I'm going to keep plugging it. I'm looking at doing something special for to mark the 200th challenge. So I'm considering a nice desirable prize for the winner. So let that encourage you. Join the community and come and get involved in the Flip It Challenge. There's no expectations. Do you get what I'm saying? Whether you're a newbie, whether you're just getting started with sample-based production, whether you've been in the game for a minute, at the end of the day, the whole idea with the Flip It Challenge is to give you something to work on. You know what I mean? So it's about inspiring you, motivating you. You might not have found something throughout the week, or you might be introduced to a sample that you've never heard before. Because again, the community submit the samples. So it's just to inspire you, to encourage you, and give you something to work towards. And again, we're not expecting a smash hit. We're not expecting, a fully polished, primed track. Just flip the sample, do your thing, have fun with it, and post it. So let's get into this week's episode. I made it. Produced, cooked up. So recently I had a conversation with a rapper, an MC, and he basically put a call out asking producers for beats. So that kind of started bubbling. And then a few weeks later, he basically said, listen, if you're sampling, don't send me no beats. He was like, I don't want any sample-based beats because of the copyright issues. Do you get what I'm saying? He was like, nah, I just want, I want 100% royalty free, whether you play it yourself, whatever. I just don't want any beats with any samples in because I can't deal with the copyright strikes, with my music being taken down off streaming platforms, and with having to go through the whole process of clearing samples, which I fully understand. But it kind of planted that seed in my mind, like, wow, he doesn't want any, like, people don't want to mess with samples anymore, which it's nothing new. Do you get what I'm saying? But just to hear the guy say it like that, like, don't send me no sample based beats, I'm not interested. It kind of really hit it home. So what it got me thinking was, the difference between a sample based producer and, as an artist, an industry producer. And this is just my interpretation of what he was saying. Forget the art. I'm aiming for the industry. And in the industry, I can't be dealing with all sampling those, clearing those samples, etc., etc. And I just thought, you know what? Sampling it's an art form. It's not for the industry in that sense. It's an art form. It's a bit like, it made me think about turntablism. That turntablism is a core part of hip hop. In the same way, sampling is a core part of hip hop. In the same way, graffiti is a core part of the hip hop culture. But turntablism never really surfaced in terms of commercial success. There wasn't really like in the music industry. It wasn't like turntablists were getting signed to record labels. In that sense, they might do a breaks compilation or their own breakbeat album or whatever. But in terms of the performance, I can't think of any turntablists, and I might be wrong. I haven't followed the scene for a while, but in terms of like the mainstream industry, there's no turntablists that I know of that have broken out to mainstream. And it's almost like sampling is going the same way. It's still it's a core part of the industry, very core. Sorry, not the industry, the culture. But it's almost becoming separate from the music industry. And I think I've said it before. I believe there's a total separation between the culture and the industry. Do you get what I'm saying? What's in the culture doesn't always make its way to the industry. And if it does, it's changed as it goes on that journey. So with sampling, I just thought, for me, I do it because I enjoy the art of it. I'm not pursuing a record deal. I'm not pursuing commercial success in that sense. I just do it because I love flipping samples. I just like hearing something, chopping it up and flipping it, just for the art of it. In the same way, a turntablist, for him, it's an artistic expression. Just get on the decks, do his thing. He's not doing it to get commercial success. He's just doing it because he loves it and he will always do it. In the same way, the graph artist, the graph artist might not ever be recognised by the industry, but that doesn't stop them doing the art form that they love. And I think that's what it is. That's what it kind of hit home for me. If you do it for the love of it, there's no pressure. You're not trying to please someone else. You do it because you enjoy it. And if you do it with that freedom, I think you'll do the best artwork you've ever done. As long as you do it for the love and you don't worry about, does it sound like what's on the radio? Is this current? Will this rapper like this? Just do what you believe you should do. Make it sound how you believe it should sound. And those that are drawn to it, they'll be drawn to it. They'll like it. It's an art form. Express yourself artistically. Don't worry about the industry. Don't worry about the MC. Don't worry about no one else. It's your art. It's your artistic expression. So, do it for the art's sake of it.
I made it. Produced, I cooked up.
Right. What's the deal with equipment collectors or equipment hoarders? There are people who have got more equipment than they can fit in their room, and they've got more equipment than they've probably got music made from the equipment. And sorry, I know it sounds like a dig. It's not a dig. It's a topic of discussion that has been bouncing around for a while in a few different groups and a few different forums. And it's like, you see pictures of people's studios and they've got like 3-4 MPCs, different keyboards, etc. And then other situations where someone will post, "Oh, I've just got the MPC live. I'm thinking of buying the live too." And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's your thing, that's your thing, and I'm going to get to that. But I just think to myself, I've had this Studio Black now since October 2016, and I feel like I haven't got to a point where it's hindered me making the beats I want to make. And for me coming up, that has always been my decisive factor for upgrading my equipment. When it gets to a point that my equipment is hindering my progress, that's when it's time to upgrade. And I think I said it last episode, I've been looking at the MPCX. I would like to have one, but I just can't justify my need for one right now because I can do everything that I need to do with what I've got right now. So, are you just a hardware collector? Some people ride motorbikes. They're motorbike enthusiasts. It's just a case of, that's what I'm into. I'm into bikes. I like them. I collect them. Is it the same way with the hardware collectors? I love MPCs, or I love, Native Instruments, whatever it is. And as something comes out, I just want to get it just to have it. Let me know in the comments. What do you think?
I made it. Produced, I cooked up.
Right, the Flip It Challenge 190. We got the submissions. Big up everyone who took part. The sample was selected by last week's winner, who was Young Uzi. I'm going to give you a quick snippet of the sample because it's going out on YouTube. I'm not going to play too much of it. I'm just going to give you a quick snippet and a quick flick through because I can't be dealing with the copyright strikes. So the sample is Night Tapestry by Howard Blake, and this is how it goes. Like I said, I'm just flicking through it, and I'll probably talk over it as well. So you can hear it's a jazzy type, very slow, jazzy piano. Okay, I can hear there's a lot in here. There's a lot in here. Okay, that's all I'm playing. So we only had 7 entries. I'm a little bit disappointed. Only 7 entries, and it's a big sample like that. First up with the flip of that sample is Andrea Perrone. Here we go. This is his rendition.
The pad bank. The pad bank. The pad bank.
Okay, so that's Andrea. Let me know as well if I'm pronouncing your name right. I know you're quite active in the group, so let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. It's Andrea Perone. That's their Flip It 190. So as you know, I like to give feedback, and I know the guys appreciate the feedback. So I will be taking the co-producer seat. So let me just take this back a little bit. Okay. Well, you can see I'm rocking. I was just about to say. Again, most of my comments are probably going to be around the mix. And the arrangements of the sequence. I like this. What I would say is it's lacking a bass line, man. If it's there, then again the mix needs sorting out, so I can hardly hear anything. And I can hear the bass line already. It will just follow that deep piano. You know what I mean? I'll just follow that. But yeah, man, it's a nice little head nodder. So big up yourself, Andrea. Alright.
The pad bank.
Alright, so next up is Play Loud. This is his submission.
The pad bank.
Big up Play Loud for your submission. It's different in a sense of the chops that you decided to go for. What I would say is on the transitions, they sound a bit sharp, man. It's almost like your chops are ending quite abruptly. So just tighten those up a little bit. Your start and end points. So listen to this now. See, earlier on when it switched, like the transition from the one sequence to the other wasn't as smooth as it could be. Well, big up yourself. Appreciate the entry. Right, let's move on. So next up we have Beats by Beats. Here we go.
The pad bank. the pad bank.
All right, so that's Beats by Beats. Your kicks. It's like your kicks sound lost, man. When I say lost, I mean like in the mix. Your snares right at the front. Your kicks are really low, man. You need to bring them up. But it's a nice. Whoa, brother. You hear that word? Do you remember what I said last week? Break the rules, but don't break the rhythm. Yeah, good entry, man. Good entry. Just get that kick drum up a little bit. And I don't really like the that vocal sample. It sounds a bit random. But yeah, good entry, man. Nice one. Respect. Big up yourself. That's Beats by Beats. All right, next up we have my man Melon Dunk. Melon Dank. Let's go.
The pad bank.
I love melon.
The pad bank. The pad bank.
My man Melon's at it again. Yeah, man, this is nice. It kind of threw me off a little bit before the snare dropped. I was thinking, where's this going? But yeah, man, this is proper. Yeah, man, big up yourself, Melon. Definitely, I want to add it to my playlist. I like this. All right, so moving on, we have my man Calcutta. So this is his entry to the Flip It Challenge 190. Here we go.
The pad bank. The pad bank. The pad bank.
All right, so that's Calcutta's entry. Yeah, big up yourself. Appreciate the submission. Co-producer seat. See that straight hat you got running? I think that spoilt it, man. Because it's like the samples you use and the way you've chopped it and laid it. It sounds very organic. And then just add that hi-hat over it like that. It breaks it, man. It makes it sound too robotic. And then your drum sounds, I don't like the drum sounds. I like everything else. But yeah, that spoils it, man. I would have maybe had some jazzy kind of more brush sounding drum sounds. Again, I appreciate the entry, man.
The Pad Bank.
Okay, so next up, big up yourself, Calcutta. Next up is Quadragen, and this is their submission.
The Pad Bank. The Pad Bank. The Pad Bank. The Pad Bank.
Alright, so that's Quadragen. Yo, that had me sucked in. I was zoning out. The intro was up like over a minute long before you got into it, man. It was nice, really nice. Again, not too sure about the drum sounds. It's probably the mix of them, and I probably would have tightened up that hi-hat. Sounds more like a shaker. But yeah, man, I like this. Again, this can go on a playlist. Play this in my car. Again, not sure about the snare. But it's nice. The music, it's again very organic, very musical. I like it. So that's Quadragen. Big up yourself. Okay. Next up, last but not least, is the entry from Rob Russ. And this is his rendition.
Rob Russ.
There we go.
The Pad Bank. The Pad Bank.
Hey, young America.
Yo.
We need to talk.
Well, that was shorter than I expected. It's only like 1 minute. But yeah, that was Rob Russ's entry. Let's just go back. Yeah, I wasn't even watching that. The track was only a minute. I've played all of them over a minute. So, yeah, big up yourself. Let's take that back. And I really like this. Again, I like just the organic sound you achieved. And it's, you know what it is as well? It's like I'm waiting for something to happen. It's like you're teasing. The way you brought the instruments in. It's almost like you're teasing. I like it. Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
The Pad Bank.
So that's Rob Russ. Okay, so that's all the entries. So as I said and as I say, I'm doing this after the winner's been announced. So the winner was announced on, I think they were announced Thursday. Yeah, Wednesdays or Thursdays the winner's announced. Shout out to my man Swoop Vega, who is the community manager. He does a great job handling the Flip It challenge. So big up yourself, man. I appreciate you. The winner for this week was Quadragen. So big up yourself, Quadragen. Representing the UK as well. But yeah, I think all those entries, some really strong ones in there, but this was the winning beat from Quadragen.
The Pad Bank.
So yeah, let me know in the comments, man, which one do you think should have won? And as I say as well, every week, if you're listening to this and you think, if you're listening to these and you think, you know what, I could do better than that. I would have won that if I entered. Then come over to thepadbank.com, hit the join the community button, and come and join us, man. Take part. You'll see a big red join the community button on the website. Just come and, if you think you can do better, or if you just want to get involved, then come over, man. So big up yourself, Quadragen. Yeah, man. Definitely a valid winner. So yeah, big up yourselves. I appreciate you logging in and locking in for the whole episode if you've got this far. Shout out to the YouTube family. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And again, make sure you find us on your favourite music streaming platform, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, whatever it is you use. And just subscribe to the podcast. And again, appreciate if you leave us a rating and a review. It all adds up, man. So again, big up yourself, Quadragen. And all entries for this week's Flip It Challenge. And thank you all for listening. I will see you again in another episode of the Pad Bank. All the best, God bless, and take care.
I cooked up.